Bolivar, and we are presenting Cyberkids, No More Digital Gap. So first I want to ask you, what do you know about digital divide? Nobody? No? What is the first word that comes to mind when I say digital divide? Nothing? No? Well, I'm going to tell you a definition that students from Stanford University said. This is paraphrasing it. They say that it is the gap between the underprivileged members of society in access to technology and the privileged members of society who live in urban and suburban areas, and the underprivileged who live in rural areas or live in conditions of poverty. So I spoke of poverty in this definition. I don't want you to focus only on the definition that I just said, but I want to ask you, what does poverty have to do with digital divide?
Do you understand what poverty is? Yes?
Don't be shy, you can answer. No? Well, poverty can both be considered the cause and the effect of digital divide, because nowadays technology is a crucial factor in education. Technology is a new form of education that allows for personalized and independent learning. And I don't know about you, but I cannot imagine myself doing homework without my computer. I cannot imagine myself going to school without my computer. So I keep telling you how important technology is, but how important is it to education, but how important is education to your future? Do you think school is a waste of time, or is that just... No? And why is that?
Because it's part of you will get a good job and get a lot of money.
Well, yes, so basically it's saying that education is almost a very strict factor that socioeconomical success depends on, right? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more specifically about Colombia. In Colombia, we measure economical status on a scale from 0 to 6, 0 being the lowest income and 6 being the highest income. So children from incomes 0, 1, and 2 usually believe that the only opportunities for them is working in jobs such as gardeners, as in domestic service, as construction workers, or in security services like security guards. They believe that their only opportunity that their future is limited to only 4 jobs. And technology is a new way to expand their minds to new lifestyles and ideas that can change everything, that can show them that the opportunities are out there and that they don't have to live with what they've got. Now that we're talking a little bit more about Colombia, I'm going to show you this map which shows the internet usage in Latin America. That right there, over there, right here, is Colombia, and this is more specifically. So according to the color coding in this map, it says that Colombia has a 40 to 50% average internet usage. That is not terrible. There is worse, but that is definitely not good. So, wait a minute. Yeah. So there's a company called British Telecommunications, and not very long ago, they installed signal in rural areas around the country, and they created training programs to help to teach people in rural areas how to use technology. So British Telecommunications said that one of the biggest challenges were geographical challenges, because in rural areas in Colombia, it can get as sparse as 1 person per kilometer squared, and that makes it really hard to install signal. But another factor that really influences in the fact that internet usage is limited in Colombia is the lack of involvement from the government. Does anybody know what la escuela is? Anybody can answer. Have you ever heard of it? No, never? Well, it is the reform of the rural education plan to make it more cost effective. So it's about getting one teacher to teach multiple grades to make it more cost effective. The problem with this is it is not emphasizing on the need for technology in education, in a child's education. And that clearly will not allow for development of correct education. So this is an overview of what's going on in Colombia. Let's take a closer look at where we developed our project, CALI.
So Cali is the 3rd largest city in Colombia, and it is located along the Pacific coast of Colombia, and it's the capital of the department of Valle del Cauca. It has a population of 2.04 million people, and well, here you can see like a picture of what Cali looks like. So, the school we're working with is located in Pance. Pance is one of the 14 corregimientos that Cali has. A corregimiento is part of a province or department that is usually located like in the rural part. And well, you can see in the map, the part in red is Pance, the part in light gray is Cali, like the city, and the rest are the other corregimientos. Well, the school is located very close to the city, meaning that like kids that go there have a combination of lifestyles, both rural and urban. This means that sometimes like they like a kid maybe like they taught in the school they don't teach them how to work the land or plant seeds. However, they're preparing them for the world in the city, but they don't have any computers. So, well, that's a problem. And well, you can see like here is it's local Rio Pance, and it's often like in Pance there's a lot of like nature and like little areas. Okay, so about the kids and the teachers. So in the school there are 2 teachers, but 50 kids. It's primary. So there are 2 teachers. Beatriz, she teaches from preschool to 2nd grade, and Olga, she teaches 3rd grade through 5th grade. And what happens is that they have to be, as said earlier, Escuela Nueva they put like a lot of kids with different grades in the same class. So the teachers have to be really creative on how they teach, and also there may be like some inconveniences, like maybe a kid may be in 3rd grade, maybe 12 years old, but may not know how to read or write. So they have to be really creative and like work a system on how to teach them. That's why another reason why we want to put computers is because like we can help them with like projects and activities that they can do. So half the kids that go to the school are from in Pance, the other half are from a program called Fundamor. This Fundamor is like a program that takes care of kids that are like being taken away from their families because they're like drug addicts or they're in jail or they have died, and it's either permanently or temporarily. And well, yeah. So, as said earlier, in Escuela Nueva, they have to teach about technology. However, there are many types of technology. And then, like when we went to the school, they didn't teach any digital technology because they didn't have any computers. And we thought that could be a problem because, as said earlier, they're being prepared for the city, but they don't have any jobs. Can you name any jobs that are like good jobs, stable, and they don't involve any like digitality? Yeah, like that's very hard. So, yeah.
So artist.
Well, yeah, but the chances of succeeding are very not a lot. So
Are low. So how are we addressing our problem? We had to donate 10 computers to start our project, but we had to divide the project into phases. The first one was the materialistic phase. That was when we first started fundraising, and we did it we sold paper lanterns on Velitas. That's a very special Colombian holiday. We also had a sports day bake sale. We also sold cases on Bolivar's Day. for the little kids that went and they were able to decorate them, and we did this because it connected with the idea of technology. Then we had to install the computers in the school, and before it used to look like that, but then after we installed them, we got a much more organized lab, like computer lab, and the computers they had before didn't really work because they had them, but they didn't really know how to use them. That's why phase 2 comes to be really special and the most important part of the project. The phase 2 is the educational part. We're having a plan with the kids of about 10 sessions where we'll be teaching them how to use the computers. We can't just give them something and expect them to take advantage of it if they don't really know how to use them. We are doing this with a database that includes webs and programs that can be implemented into the subjects and topics they're seeing right now. So,
For the programs we're using and the lessons we're teaching, we're gonna use email functions because it's fundamental for a user in the internet to have an email. It's like your identity, and we need that for communication, to log in and register in other sites. So we're gonna teach them how to send emails, how to register, how to log in, and how to basically manage an email. How to use Google Apps, because with the email it comes with the benefit of Google Apps like YouTube, Docs, Calendar, Excel, and Slides, and this will help them incorporate this to their education as writing a paper. They could do it in Google Docs and take it home, where they might have their mom's cell phone or their cell phone, and they can still work on it, and it will give them more opportunities. In YouTube, they can use it for educational purposes and to find something. Maybe they didn't understand a subject in school, or the teacher just wants to explain a lesson by YouTube to make it better, or just so the kids understand it more. And that's how like Google Apps comes into the educational progress. We're also gonna teach them about internet search, about how a website, do you know if it's reliable, to know the length of like the domain, to know how it's possible, if the information they found is good quality, and if it's to update. Presentations, it's very good to have a visual aid in schools because not everybody learns the same way. There are visual learners that will really take advantage of this, like with programs like PowerPoint, PowerTune, and Prezi. We're gonna teach them how to use them, and hopefully they will really get excited and incorporate them more. And the last thing are virtual libraries. How you already seen pictures before, the school is very, very small, so they really don't have the capability of having a library like we do, or like other schools do. So this free online libraries will come as very much help to them and to the teachers, so they can read books together, so they can use this information for research papers, or in general, if a kid likes to read but they really don't have the economical support to buy a book or to buy one from the internet, they can use these virtual libraries that are really good and free to help them to expand their knowledge.
So, how are we making our project sustainable? We've decided that usually people have the idea that social service is donating something, and that's it. They like donating something materialistic and the kids will be happy. But do you really think that helps the kids? Do you think they'll be able to use a computer if we give it to them and say bye? Well, no. So we're concentrating on education plus not really the materialistic stuff. We are making this because the kids are really excited all the time to learn new things, since they are usually excluded because people think because they lack resources they're not capable to understand things of the world. And the teacher told us sometimes they're neglected information because people don't find them capable of understanding. But actually they're very intelligent and they have the greatest disposition in the world to learn new things. So if you give them a computer and give them technology and give them the resources and teach them how they can implement them in their lives, they'll really take advantage of it, because they really take advantage, because that's something new that everyone in the world is using right now. Also, their excitement and disposition helps because we have to make the project theirs. They'll never feel like, oh, I want to use a computer, if they don't really like it. But if we teach them how to use it, teach them what's the importance, they'll get the idea of computers will help them in life. Computers are not just a tool to experiment something new or play in the computer, watch a video. No, that also helps for when you grow up. It helps if you want to learn something and your teacher is not teaching you that, you can go to the computer and learn it on your own. Our project has had a lot of successes since the civic community has been really helpful with us. For example, the maintenance group went and helped us install the cables of the computers on their own time, which they donated their hours, where we're about like 10 hours on Saturdays. The ICT group, well, one of our teachers is helping us make up the plan of what we have to teach the kids, and also they helped us program the computers also for free on their free time, which allowed us to use all the money we fundraise on the actual computer. The DI kids are helping us fundraise, which have been really helpful, because our project requires a lot of money because of the computers. So the fact that the kids decided on their own to help us with this project has made us take weight out of us, because we have divided the cost of the computers in two. And our challenges. Our main challenge is time. Since the kids go to school till 12 in noon, and we go till 2:30, sometimes our GIN period doesn't coincide with their time class. And we usually want to go in the GIN period, which is about 1 hour we'll have to teach the kids. But we have to make also a plan for what we're gonna teach the kids in our GIN period. So that has required us to work a lot of the time at home to plan the lessons and to have things ready, to have a good quality of class, and to be able to see the kids and our times to coincide.